Welcome to the Dave Andrew Truck Arena, aptly named the Hive, home of the Hamilton Kilty Bees. It's Monday night, which means it's hockey night here in Hamilton. The third place Hamilton Kilty Bees will be facing off against the fifth place Thorold Blackhawks for the third time this season, where they've won both games 5-1, 6-1 respectively, outscoring their opponents 11-2. I'm Eric Allen, with me is Hayden Allen, and after that stat I mentioned, what do you think the Thorold Blackhawks have to do, Hayden, in order to stop the Bees from just running them over?
Well, one thing that's actually surprising about that is although they've only scored one goal in each game that they've played against them, they're averaging about 3 goals a game. So the issue isn't the fact that they can't score enough goals, it's that they can't defend. And the reason they haven't been able to get many goals against the Bees is that if the Bees can score a bunch of goals early on, it's going to demoralize your team, and that kind of doesn't get you on track. So what they need to do is get their power play going, because they actually have a pretty good power play right now, sitting at 13th. So getting some power play chances and converting on those opportunities would really be helpful for the Thorold Blackhawks.
Currently it's in the Hamilton zone with Luke Croucher at the boards, tries to poke it up and does. Hamilton guts out with Hughes. Hughes tries to break in, and it's Devin Thibodeau who breaks it up, but the Bees regain it back in their own zone. Mondu throws it up, and TJ Hughes taps it in. He goes for a change, and so do his line mates as Raposo cross-ices it. Mark Duarte has the puck, dumps it in. Dylan Laddie getting chased, and Mark Duarte picks up the puck. Laddie again gets pressured and loses it. Duarte is battling hard against him. Thibodeau throws one, gets deflected by a B, and it's pushed out by the Blackhawks. Shot comes and it's blocked, deflected, just missed wide of Cal Shell, who's in net for the Kilty Bees, and a shot just missed wide by Thorold. Blackhawks battling it hard, trying to keep it in. They still managed to keep possession only for a moment as Dylan Laddie steals it from Mark Duarte. Laddie throws one off the stick of Shell, who calmly deflects it into the netting.
So not a bad start for the Thorold Blackhawks. They've had a lot of speed going in. It's been a little bit back and forth, but they've probably had the better opportunities out of the two teams, and they've been hard on the pucks, and that's what you got to do when you're the team that's technically the worst team out of the two playing right now. But Thorold's had a good start to the game, and I'm sure their head coach is going to be really happy with the effort he's seen so far.
Hamilton busting up their own zone. It's Ralph Taggart, one of the multiple call-ups that the Kilty Bees have needed for tonight's game. And in fact, they have 6 players from their normal roster who aren't in at the moment.
Yeah, they have a lot of players. They have a lot of injuries on this team right now, so tonight there's going to be a lot of new faces in the lineup, and Ralph Taggart, one of those players, and Matt Duarte, the brother of Mark Duarte, he's back in the lineup. He's played a few games this year, but he hasn't been able to be a mainstay on the roster, so maybe the Duartes might see a little bit of time together, although I'm doubting it, as the first shift, of course, Mark was not with Matt.
Taggart, the aforementioned player, dumps it into Craig. Michael Craig spins and fakes behind his own net, waits for his players to get in position. Pass it up to Jonah Dever, who throws it way up to Mastrangelo. Hamilton has it behind their own net. Start up for a breakout. Mark Duarte misses a pass, and it's pushed back in by Reeves. Along the boards, it's taken. Duarte passes it across. It's shot, pushed out in front, and Reeves had it go off the heel of his stick. Mondu can't push it back in, but Duarte, once again, hounding that puck, gets to it first. He's done that multiple times in this shift alone. Mark passes it down to Reeves. Takes a quick shot, bouncing out in front. Shot again, way up high. It was the newcomer, Matt Duarte, playing with Mark for a little bit here, and he almost had his first goal.
Well, I do stand corrected. The next shift, Mark goes out. Matt gets to play with him, and Mark was the instrument of that one the entire way. He was protecting the puck beautifully. He was hounding it. He got a little bit of help from his brother, and he got some help from Mason Reeves. All 3 of them each had a chance to score on that shift, and it was a really effective one as they were able to get hounding on that puck, and they were just able to make some good passes and opening up the defensive zone.
Luke Croucher takes it, but another newcomer, Stock, just offside at the blue line. Hamilton trying to win the faceoff. Instead, Thorold pushes it back for a moment. Derek Raposo has it, passes across to his defensive partner. Skating up is Jerome. He's got some good wheels. Elects to dump it in instead. Puck runner on the boards. Right to Luke Croucher. He's in center. Trying to bust past Jenkins. Chopped it behind him. Stock gets pinned up by the referee for a moment. Lost the puck, but Hamilton still manages to keep possession. Thorold having trouble as once again the linesman helping out the Kilty Beast along that board. Almost seems like a nuisance to try and push it on that side as TJ Hughes has it on the opposite end. TJ Hughes tries to find Raposo, but it was in his feet. Stock getting hounded, reverses it. Holden Rogers behind the net. Has it hit a stick and Stock gets there first. Some nice cycle play from the Bees as Stock falls over, taking a Thorold Blackhawk with him. Nice move from Rogers, gets around two, has to go to the corner to retrieve the puck. Reverses to no one in particular, and Daniel Rocco picks up the loose puck.
That was just a messy shift for the Blackhawks, and right now they still haven't gotten it out.
And it's an attempted breakup pass to Raposo trying to cut off his man, Allen. He cuts him off beautifully, forces him behind the net of Shell, and he manages to get that puck lost and scrummed. It's blocked out in front, and here's a potential break for Duarte. He's got three with him. Great back check coming from Rubino as he stopped Hamilton from a potential 3-on-2.
And in that case, Mark Duarte just has to take that shot. I don't think he realized that Rubino was so heavily handed on the back check, as his one option got taken away immediately.
Rubino out in front and coming out aggressively to make the save was Cal Shell. And I guess for Ken Piroff in this game, no goalie was the wrong choice. Both Cal Shell and Marco Constantini have 960 or higher save percentages against Thorold this season.
Yeah, and then there are just some teams you have those streaks against. You see it in every level of sport. There's always that one person, there's always that one team that you always play well against. And of course, Hamilton is doing a really good job against Thorold, and both goalies are also playing just as well against the Thorold Blackhawks. But right before that chance that Thorold just had on Shell, they hemmed in the Blackhawks for almost about a power play's length worth of time, because they were so good at getting on the forecheck and getting that puck back, and also the fact that Thorold was just making a bunch of mistakes in their own zone. Another play where they can't get it out of the end, so they just have to try and throw it around the boards, and this one goes off the glass and out of play. So they're having a really difficult time defensively in their own zone.
And when you can get, like you said, a power play's worth of time in the offensive zone, it really gets your wheels turning, really gets you pumped up, and it almost makes it feel like the puck is just going to go your way when you have that much possession.
And usually when you do that, you already feel like you're...
Rubino has a 2-on-0. He passed it off, just missed wide. Trevor Newman had an empty net to shoot at, and he towed it. What a defensive breakdown from Hamilton, and they almost got caught.
And as we're praising how well they've been doing, the Blackhawks finally get one of their passes out of the zone. It was a high pass off the boards, and he was able to get it right to Rubino. He and Newman go in 2-on-0. No B in sight. Cal Shell was dead to right beaten. Unfortunately, Newman towed it, and he ends up putting it wide, then the net got pushed off. So what a bad break. The Blackhawks, although being outplayed in this game so far, could have been up 1-0.
And if you're Newman, you're probably shaking your head. You had a 2-on-0, and you know on those 2-on-0s, you don't want to be considered a selfish player, as Rubino had the puck. You knew he was going to pass it. So Newman had to know he was coming to him, and I guess maybe nerves got the best of him, and he just couldn't get good wood on it. TJ Hughes tries to come across, tipped. Nice play from Matt Duarte. He's been around the net early on. Shot bouncing in front as Hughes tried to get his stick on, and the Bees going right back to work again as They cause an icing against Thorold.
A nice couple of saves. Both of those are really difficult stops. There wasn't too much traffic in front of Tremonti for him to make those saves, but both of them were slightly deflected. One of them bounced right on net, and the other one hit a shin pad and went right to him. So they're really difficult stops. It tests your reflexes and your senses at the same time. And of course, that forces the play in the zone forces the Blackhawks to have to dump the puck down the ice again, so they're back in their own zone.
Puck intercepted, and it's 3 Kilty Bs coming to Brendan Carlson, who's second on the team with 9 goals. So if he's a guy you're going to have to look out for, as he tried to spring himself. Shot dumped in by the Kilty Bs. Vanderzalm gets crushed after he throws that pass across. And the Bees are chasing after, and now Vanderzalm gets back up and goes right back after the puck. Daniel Rocco gets to the circle, switches with Thibodeau. Rocco, shot, took a deflection, they score! A puck that Shell could not find, and the Thorold Blackhawks strike first.
Isn't that just poetic justice for you? A 2-on-0 break that they miss, and then you have at the point, you have Devin Thibodeau taking a slap shot. I think it went off of Daniel Rocco, off of his back, and then it floated in the air. Cal Shell never saw it, and I don't blame him. It was a shot that really, there's no way for him to track that properly, and it goes over his shoulder and right into the net, and that's the kind of goal that the Blackhawks need to start their offense off. So we'll see if this shakes the Bees or if their dominance of the first period will continue.
Not the best way to start if you're Hamilton, if you're looking at the score-wise, but play-wise, they've been pretty much dominating 90% of the play, so you gotta think they're not too worried about that first goal, considering Thorold's already met their quota of goals that they've scored against Hamilton this season. Bruno Morrow shakes around a player. Holden Rogers couldn't get the puck as it bounced off his stick. Dylan Laddie throws it behind his own net. Devin Thibodeau, he factored in the first goal, and he ices the puck by mistake.
One thing I've noticed is the Blackhawks have been having one of their forwards at least exit the zone early. They're trying to go for a breakout pass from their own zone. It worked one time, and they haven't got it to work so far, almost 10 minutes into the first period. It just keeps ending up in icings or turnovers. So when you have to give yourself a shorthanded chance in your own zone, you're not likely to succeed.
Noah Baller cuts, tries to go to the center. Jacob Millette goes into the corner, gets bodied by 2, and the Thorold Blackhawks dump it down for yet another icing call. The Blackhawks look discombobulated in their own end, and there appears to be something going on at the Thorold bench. Referee Josh Wall talking to them. I think some players tried to get off on the icing call.
Yeah, this is just, although they are leading the game, it's just been an undeserved lead at this point. It's been sloppy, and once again, all that the Blackhawks can do, they can't make a pass out of their own zone. They just keep dumping it, and they're lucky to be leading, but if they can try to make something else happen as another puck dumped down, although that one was for a change, so understandable.
Taggart, pass across to Millette, and instead it went to Baller, who tried to take a far side shot, and he just missed. Ferguson with a head of steam, dumps and chases after it. Baller tries to protect the puck, and it's knocked off his stick. Oh, and a penalty's coming up to Thorold as the elbow came into the chops of Jacob Millette.
It's a holding call coming as it was almost a suplex-like slam down. He was just trying to win the battle for the puck, but unfortunately no one was actually touching the puck. So he took him down and he got a holding call for it.
This will be Hamilton's first power play of the night. Hamilton's power play is brought to you by Mighty Expedite, your less than and full truckload specialists. Hamilton loses the draw, but they go after with Marino Morrow. He's battling hard against Michael Craig, who tries to dump it on the boards. Jensen trying to get that puck He loses it. Hughes managed to keep it in. Raposo just at the line, not able to keep it in. And the Bees have to regroup. Derek Raposo skates across the line. Fakes the dump to Hughes and instead rings it around. Tanner Bernecki dumps it in for Hughes. He gets met by Michael Craig, who dumps it along the boards. This time Raposo does keep it in on that blue line. Down low, Holden passes to Raposo, passes to Bernecki. In the slot, just missed by Morrisco! Oh. They knocked it in their own nets! An own goal ties the game up 1-1.
And that's going to be Marino Moro's goal. He shot that one, and it went off the boards. He completely missed the net, but Jacob Mastrangelo accidentally kicked it into his own goal. It was either that or it went right off Anthony Tremonte's foot and in, but one of the two players accidentally knocked it in their own goal, and that's an unorthodox play considering the fact that Kilty B's power play looked a little discombobulated. They were doing better 5-on-5 and getting possession and getting some chances. But Marino Moro's going to score another power play goal.
That will be Moro's 20th point of the season as they try and come back in. Thibodeau, there's a Tremonte that couldn't grab the puck. It's bouncing everywhere. And so far the Blackhawks are just looking like chickens with their heads cut off. They can't find the puck.
This may have shaken them up a lot more than I expected.
Jerome threw one off of a shin pad, and it's shot for some reason off of a Kilty B instead of reversing along the boards. Here comes Croucher. Tries to pass it in front to Stock, and he couldn't get wood on it. Hughes gets bumped up. Bailey Stumble, the former Ancaster Avalanche, battling against Hughes, forces him to lose the puck, and a high jump from Ferguson, and it's a hand pass.
What a dominant shift right after that goal. You can see that the Bees were invigorated, where the Blackhawks, they were just shaken to their core. They couldn't believe how that goal went in. And they got caught off guard. The Bees just went straight at it with their speed, and they were getting on every single puck. Blackhawks, once again, they can't make any passes out of their zone. As you see, every single time they try to rim it off the glass, or they try to make a couple passes. There was one shot that was shot directly at Hughes for some reason instead of going around the boards.
12 and 21, Reeves and Matt Duarte were battling down low, but the Thorold Blackhawks bust out. Owen Allen, he's got some speed on the left side, stopped by Shell. It's probably the third shot he's faced in about 12 minutes. Matt Duarte bumps up at the center with Jonah Devereaux, and Derek Raposo has it. Devereaux staring him down as Mark Duarte gets a cross-ice pass. Just misses Mason Reeves, icing waved off. Mondu to Derek Raposo. He dumps it in. A weird bounce shot, save, and another one. As that looked almost like a set play from Derek Raposo.
And Raposo dumped that one in, like you said, it kind of looked like a Henrik to Daniel Sedin from the Vancouver Canucks vintage play, where you put it off the boards at just the right angle. That way your player can race onto it and shoot it. A nice save, a very aggressive save from Tremonte. But a last play we noticed before that puck went in back into the zone, Blackhawks had a chance to pass it to one of their players, and instead they just dump it down the zone and they give it right back up to the Bees. It's the reason that Hamilton has had so much time in the zone. Thorold's not passing it to their own players, and another chance where he has time to go around the boards with it, decides to dump it.
So coming out, Daniel Rocco. He's got Jenkins with him as he just sidesteps Ralph Taggart. And he trips up a man, and Rocco's going to the penalty box for tripping a shell, exits his crease for the sixth player. Hamilton about to get another power play. Still waiting for that puck to be touched by a Thorold Blackhawk, but instead they'll try and get a goal out of it. Noah Ball gets turned around. Pass up, tipped in. Here comes Taggart off the right side. Shot off the post! They're still digging away at it, and Van der Zalm finally touches up, and Hamilton will try and go 2 for 2 on the power play.
What a power move from Ralph Taggart. He tries to go in, he puts it, he gets up the pass from himself, then he just powers his way to the net, trying to get around Jensen, and then he ends up putting it off the post and the crossbar before they go for a mad scramble for the pucks. But a great power move by Taggart.
Another Kilty B's Mighty Expedite power play about to go underway as the puck's finally dropped. It's scrummed win by Holden Rogers, and Hughes keeps it alive along the boards. Morrow on a pick from Hughes, pass off to Brunecki, to Raposo. These two are deadly on the power play at the point. Trying to bust in was Brunecki, but no pass line came to him. Brunecki and Hughes play catch and pitch down low. Raposo lost it at the blue line, has to turn around as Dylan Laddie is hot on his pursuit. Bruno Morrow, back pass to Hughes. Hughes, shot scores! The Bees remain perfect on a snipe from TJ Hughes.
And that was some nice zone entry from Bruno Morrow. He backs off the defense and goes a little back pass to drag his man with him. TJ Hughes walks in. He's the leading point scorer on the team. You don't want to give him time and space. He walks up to that left circle and rips it off the post and in. What an absolute bullet from Hughes, and he continues to lead the way for the Bees.
Goal number 13 on the season for Hughes, who leads the team now with 36 points in just 25 games. A good season for him, and that puck took a weird bounce off the glass behind Shell.
And they finally score on a shot on the power play this time.
Bees now lead 2-1 after being down by one, and it's poked loose and finally dumped out by the Blackhawks. And the icing is waved off as Alex Jerome manages to get to the puck that just manages to slow down at the circle.
That's 2 shifts in a row now that they've had it right after a goal. The Bees come out and almost score directly after. The Blackhawks are just backing directly up, and they're letting the Bees do whatever they want at this point.
Ferguson steals the puck. Hughes goes in after it. Hughes gets bodied down low by Brendan Ireland. Spun around by Jerome. Hughes picks it up behind the net. Ireland pokes it off his stick. Nice stick lift from Laddie. Shot Hughes off the side of the goal. Tried to get a short side snipe. Couldn't get it. Ferguson manages to keep it alive for the Kilty Bees as Jordan Stock tried to stuff it, and just missing it was Jerome who went through his feet.
And the only thing stopping that pressure was a pass that just got through Jerome, but another phenomenal shift from TJ Hughes. He is just on the puck like a bloodhound right now.
And if you didn't know any better, right now you'd assume Hamilton's been on the power play this entire game.
This period has been a very good period for Ken Peroff and his club.
Baller, counter-attack again, gets around one, tries to go on two, just missing. Taggart went just behind his foot, so he couldn't kick it up to his stick. Falling down was Baller, he got thrown to the ice. High chip off the glass, and the Kilty Bees aren't letting up. They get to center and dump it down once again. Taggart falls down trying to jump around Darcy Redwood, and in support was Jacob Millette. There's 3 currently behind the net for the Thorold Blackhawks. Pushed up, and the Blackhawks are still having trouble. They turn it over once again to Millette. Ballard misses high and wide. Thorold pushing it up now. Brennan Carlton dumps it down. Owen Allen gets there first, but it's an icing call nonetheless.
This is just a lesson in utter futility for the Thorold Blackhawks. They can't make a pass out of their own zone. They're not winning the puck battles, and they're not even getting passes to each other off. They have to try something different. They need this period to be over, and they need it to stay 2-1. I don't think they'd be able to score another goal with the way they're playing right now.
They certainly are having a lot of trouble. They like to resort to that dump out play that just hasn't worked yet. Puck deflected into a player, and it's gloved down by Ferguson outside of the line, dumps it in, and his players go to attack again. Nick Gidney along to Allen, who takes a nice crunch along the boards. Blair Jenkins falls down, shot deflected. Rocco can't get it. He's asking for a penalty, but nothing coming from the referee. Tanner Bernecki across to Colin Ferguson. Head up pass to Duarte. Tries to stick handle around 2. Dumps it in. Mason Reeves. Reverses. Can't get it though. And the Kilty B still trying to keep it in, and it's just offside at the last second. Duarte really hound dogging that puck.
Every single Kilty B is going 100% after that loose puck. Blackhawks are nonchalantly just trying to play it anywhere, and they've just been lazily playing this puck around. It's just incredible to see that they keep trying to make plays, but they're not giving it 110%. They're giving it more like 20% at this point.
And the Kilty Bees get probably their first icing of the game as it's going down to Cal Shell, who's probably got some cold feet right now, but he hasn't had to do much.
Yeah, he hasn't had to do much. He had that 2-on-0 that he didn't actually have to make a save on, and then the one goal that went in we had no chance on either. So he might be having a pretty boring period, but I guess sometimes you can take those.
And that was blocked by a fallen Bailey Stumpo. Not sure how he fell down, but he took that to his midsection, got up rather slowly. Now he's back up battling for it.
And he just gave a shot, and Bernecki's going to get a penalty. Bailey Stumpo gave Bernecki a quick shot, and then he took a quick slashing penalty, so Tanner Bernecki's actually the one who's going to get it.
An undisciplined play from the Hamilton captain gives a power play opportunity for the Thorold Blackhawks. 1:30 left in this first period. If they don't score, they'll start the first period with 30 seconds on the power play. Let's see what they can get done in this minute 30 with Dylan Laddie taking the face-off, and he loses it. Kidney keeps it in with his feet to Brendan Carlton. Owen Allen surveys at the circle, tries to find someone, hits the stick of Devin Thibodeau. Thibodeau shot deflected just wide. Kidney fakes, protects, gives it to Allen. Out in front, Carlton lost it in a slew of feet, and it's dumped down by Derek Raposo. Tremonte waiting for his players to regroup and speeding up his Thibodeau. Reeves is hot on his tail, but he gets around 2, now 3 Bs. Throws it behind the net to Jerome. Deflects off a throw, Blackhawk in front, and it's deflected. Nice kick save, and it almost chopped down was Croucher, but he ends up pushing the puck to center, and he gets blasted! What a hit against Croucher. Maybe a bit of a penalty that should have been called there.
That was Nick Gidney just unloading on him. Looked like a pretty clean hit to me. Croucher didn't have his back facing him. He did have his shoulder facing him, so I think it was a clean hit, and Croucher bounced right back up anyway. But man, what a gamble that was in front of the net for Cal Shell. He just went to try to dive at the puck, and luckily enough, he got it, and then his players were able to keep it out of the net for him.
Just under 10 as the Hamilton Kilty Bees dump it back in, and that'll do it for the period. Thorold will start the second with 30 seconds on the power play clock. They started the scoring, but Hamilton ended this period scoring 2 goals. One by Marino Moore, the other by TJ Hughes, their 2 top scorers factoring in this game. Join us for the second period here at the Dave Andrewchuk Arena. Welcome back to the Dave Andrewchuk Arena. I'm Eric Hallett, with me is Hayden Hallett. And the Kilty Bees currently lead 2-1 against the Thorold Blackhawks after 2 power play goals, one from Marino Moro, the other from TJ Hughes. Currently, they're perfect on the power play, Hayden, and we haven't seen this very often from the Kilty Bees. What do you think they're doing so well on the power play that's allowing them to strike?
Well, it's the same thing that they're doing well on the power play. They've been doing well 5-on-5. They're hunting down those pucks, and they're just getting nice passes off, and they're really spreading that defensive part. Of course, Marino Moros was a bad luck one if you're going for the Blackhawks, but a good luck one from Marino Moro. But they've just been all over that puck. They've been causing turnovers. They've been by far the better team. Thorold shouldn't even be in this game at this point other than that really lucky goal for Nick Rubino.
15 seconds left in the penalty kill for Hamilton, and it's rung around by Laddie. Owen Allen can't keep the puck in, and that'll all but do it for the power play. And the power play now over. It's back to 5-on-5 with Brendan Carlton coming. A nice move attempt, but it was the skate of Mondu that stopped him dead in his tracks. Carlton Little aerial shot. And high shot took a piece of Cal Shell's blocker hand. Derek Raposo tries to dump one off the boards. It's still kept in by Nick Gidney. Tries to keep it in once more, but Jordan Stock pushes it further to center. Raposo swings one to the center ice, and Thorold once again trying to push the pressure, trying to push the issue, and Mondu steps right into Laddie. Nice bump up at the center ice from Mondu, and Bernecki tries to get physical with Michael Craig. Puck thrown out to center. Marina Morrow can't grab the puck. Dumped in by Blair Jenkins. Nice hit on Mondu, with the Hamilton rushing out of their own end. Marina Morrow on an indirect pass off the boards from Croucher, throws one wide, and Croucher takes a spill trying to race after the puck. Raposo waits for his teammates to change, so does Thorold. And an icing call coming against the Hamilton Kilty Bees. Bit of a better start for Thorold in this second period.
Yeah, but this is exactly the same start we saw in the first period too, where they were really good at getting on the puck early. They were fast, they were making passes, they were keeping their head up, but so far they've only mirrored the first part of this first period. They just got to make sure that they complete this second period and make sure that they are a much better team, because it's hard to be much worse than they were in the first.
Pushed up. Darcy Redwood throws it back into the corner. Alex Jerome has a man on him. Pass off to Raposo, who aerials one to center. Put down by Redwood. Holden Rogers first to the puck. Rogers on the left side. Tries to go around the net. Does. Slapping hard was Ferguson, and he gets the puck. Ferguson, an easy shot save from Tremonte. Morrow to Ferguson, and it's stopped by Tremonte again. Once again getting tested early. Jerome fans on a shot, and it's Bailey Stumpo. Passes it up. Rubino, shot on the off wing, and it's an easy save for Cal Shell.
That's probably only about the 5th shot in total that Cal Shell's faced so far through a period in 3 minutes. So he's not been busy, but that can kind of be a bad thing for a goaltender when you don't face a lot of action in one period, and then you're expected to come in and make some difficult saves. That one was a rather routine stop, so nothing too difficult for him there. But sometimes goalies can't really shake off that rush that they sometimes feel between periods.
Noah Ballard splits through two. Tries to go for a third, and it's fanned on, so poked up by the goaltender Tremonte, and it ends up going over the glass and out of play. And Hamilton's missing notable tough guy, Freddie Teeple, tonight. He's a guy that likes to scrap. Last time he was here, tried to induce a fight with Niagara Falls Canucks McCabe. Got suspended after going to St. Catharines, probably got into a little mix-up with him there. Who do you think could step in for them while he's serving the suspension?
To be honest, there aren't very many players who play like Freddie Teeple does. Eric Mondu is kind of a scrappy guy when he needs to be. He's also one of the top penalty guys on their team. Just physically speaking, Derek Raposo is a big guy, so is Mason Reeves, but they're not really necessarily players that are going to fight. They're more players that will hit you, but they're probably going to leave it just at that. So I think the next best option would be Eric Mondu. But of course, the Bees are playing so well right now, they don't really need someone like that, especially in this game particularly.
That's for sure. There's probably not going to be a lot of scrappiness in this game, probably just a lot of puck play. And the Hamilton Kilty B is trying to set up, but it's blocked. Millette can't keep it at the line, and Jensen, they're calling for a hand pass, and Jensen takes a quick shot. The bench was quick to try and point that out, but the referee missed it.
And Austin Jensen, the defenseman, moving up after blocking a shot from Tanner Bernecki. He goes in. I don't think he realized it was a 4-on-2 coming into the zone. He takes a shot that, first of all, was going over the net, so Cal Shell just flags it down. But I don't think he realized they had a pretty good rush going on there, and all he had to do was try to find someone or get the puck into the zone. They would have had a couple extra guys before any defensive players could have gotten back. So maybe a little bit of a a notice from the bench telling him, hey, by the way, you have a 4-on-2. Try to make a play with it.
Michael Craig gets pressured by Hughes. Joining the fray is Matt Duarte. Duarte digging vigorously for that puck. Craig just airmails a backhand and it bounces down. Derek Raposo first after it negates the icing call. He stops up, passes it across. Hughes couldn't get it on his stick, so the Blackhawks try to play to each other. Daniel Rocco just misses a pass, and it's an icing call.
And already it had a handful of icings in this game. They're not doing a very good job at exiting their zone, and like we said earlier, a good start to the period, but already just a couple minutes later, they're starting to look a little bit dazed and discombobulated.
Almost 5 minutes into the second period, and a shot save from Tremonti. And for Hamilton, their centermen, they're going to have to be quick and sharp on those draws, as they've already had to take probably at least 20 draws already, and we're not even halfway through the game. Rogers tries to win the faceoff, instead Rocco does. Rocco digging away at us. Rogers is getting pinned to the boards. Thorold tries to break out. Nice defensive play at the red line for Ferguson, tagging up with the Bees. Ferguson takes it behind the net, got tipped off the pad of Tremonti. Close call for Hamilton. Rogers can't get a pass. Trying to keep it in once more was Rogers, but it's missed. Sam Vanderzalm with no one with him, and a little collision between Marino Moro and Colin Ferguson almost gives the puck right back to the Thorold Blackhawks. Ferguson kicks it up. Duarte lost it in his feet after it was poked away from him. Nice stick play from Holden Rogers. No high sticking call. And Rogers is behind the net with the puck. He's got Rocco right behind him. 14 minutes left in the second period. That pass hit Rogers. He's a little shaken up from it, and he's going to the bench. Looks like that might have hit his arm awkwardly. And that long-range shot went right into the chest of Cal Shell.
And that's a couple of misplays by Bernecki on the shift. The Bees had some zone time, and then a puck that was bouncing. Not a very easy one for Bernecki to get to. He tries to keep it into the blue line with his hand, and of course he misses it. And at that point, Vanderzalm started skating towards him, and he had no speed trying to get to that puck, and Vanderzalm was able to get on him first. That play there, he tries to make a pass, but he isn't able to hit anybody except for his own man in the arm, so not exactly a great shift for the captain.
Stock uses his body to get the puck into the offensive end. Hughes battling hard against two. He's got Ireland completely bear hugging him against the glass, and the puck is eventually cleared. Reversed by Derek Raposo, offside, touching up the Thorold Blackhawks. Mondu off of the skate of Jordan Stock. Back on front, Newman had that bounce right in front for him, but it was a little too close to his feet, so he couldn't get his stick on it. Puck sent up by Thorold, glove down. Derek Raposo. He's got Carlton. Luke Croucher speeds in, cuts in on the right side, tries to cut through the middle. Shot by Stock might have been deflected. Nets off its moorings, and the referee goes to put it back on. As coming in the other way is Allen, who just misses a short side rush.
And the net is also off for Cal Shell. You can see the peg has just come out, and now he's just going to put it right back in. So both nets came off on that play.
Surprised no whistles came either side. Dylan Laddie on 4, snaps one low, and it's easy save for Cal Shell.
So now at this point, the Thorold Blackhawks have been playing a lot better than they did in the first. I have noticed that the Kilty Bees, they've been trying to make outlet passes, and they keep just missing. They've had a bunch of passes go into the feet, and that's a really hard one to take in stride. So they're going to have to fix that up if they're going to want to make sure that they stay dominant in the period and in the game. because they only have a 1-goal lead, and all it takes is one shot, and they could suddenly change the tides.
It only took not even an official shot on goal for Thorold to take the lead in the first period, so anything can happen. And also, not even an official shot win on net when Hamilton tied the game up. So it's been a bit of a weird game in terms of goal scoring. Only one goal has gone in from a player actually shooting it in.
Yeah, and the boards have been really lively. We've seen a lot of weird bounces go off the boards today.
Jerome almost kept it in, but the linesman had an eagle eye right on him and called him offside. Millette loses the face-off draw to Daniel Rocco. Behind the net is Darcy Redwood. He busts out of his own end, pass off to Jenkins at the line. Shot came off the pad, it's loose in front, tipped away. Noah Baller lost it behind the net, tries to get back to it. And shot back in, tipped on goal, and Cal Shell had to find that through a screen.
That was a little bit of an adventurous shift for Shell. He got knocked into and out of his net by Ralph Taggart coming back. Then, of course, by the time he gets back into his net, they're shooting it and they tip it. He's just in perfect position and he's able to glove it down. That was a little bit more difficult of a save to make, although he made it look pretty darn easy.
Eric Mondu passes it across to Tanner Bernecki. Gives it to Matt Duarte, who lost it at the blue line. It's offside, so Thorold has to touch up. Tanner Bernecki going for a skate. Bernecki passes it. Instead, it goes through, hits the pad of Tremonte, and it's rung right back in by Hamilton. Reeves takes his man in hard, but deflecting the hit away was Nick Gidney. Eric Mondu racing in, bodies a man, and Jordan Stock passes it, bounces, sits right beside of the goaltender Cal Shell, and Thorold once again giving Hamilton Kilty B's gray hairs on their exits. Jordan Stock to Matt Duarte. Stock gets it back and dumps it in. Brennan Ireland. Cross to Rubino. He drops it. Shot from Stumpo, hit the crossbar. Wouldn't
that have been nice for Stumpo coming back and playing his former team and ripping one off the bar and in? That was a wicked shot.
And he had a head of steam going after Bernecki, and Bernecki sidesteps him just enough. And Stumpo was a noted goal scorer last season for Ancaster in his short time there. But that shot made you think twice about whether or not Stumpo could be a good goal scorer in this league.
Yeah, every once in a while, even the players that aren't known for taking those kind of shots, they catch that puck on the just right angle to take the shot. They get a little extra whip on it, and they are able to either make it go in or shoot an impressive shot. That was just an impressive shot from Stumpo. He got just a little unlucky as he was just a couple of inches away from making it 2-2.
Holden Rogers ties up Laddie so Marino Mora can pick up the puck. Took a bounce off Laddie's skate. And now the Blackhawks break out again. Carlton lost it to Jerome. On the other side is Mark Duarte. He's got Marino Mora with him. Jonathan Bala passes it, but it's Jerome who gets the pass. Jerome tries to cut through, and it's deflected out. And once again, an icing call going against the Thorold Blackhawks.
And that was Austin Jensen. Absolutely no reason for him to rim that around the board so hard. He had time. There was no B near him. That's just a lapse in judgment. Not a very good play considering it's an icing call coming right back in your zone. And the Bees have been so good in your end, and they've been good on the draw.
Bernecki holds, shot right into the goal. Tremonte saw it all the way. Yet another face-off coming to his right.
And the Bees have been very good on the face-off draw tonight. So, although Tremonte can't realistically just throw that puck back out into the slot. At this point, he might not want to take faceoffs if he possibly can manage it. But the Blackhawks have not been doing a good job defensively in their own zone. They've been better offensively. Unfortunately, haven't gotten any goals, obviously, for it.
That shot from Ferguson stung Michael Craig. And Hamilton just offside, can't keep it in. Craig passes it up. Croucher intercepts it, tries to speed around to get a breakout going. It's a bad pass that's intercepted. Puck throws through the crease and Luke Croucher to Jordan Stock. Stock gets bodied up and Michael Craig has the puck. Passes it up. Mastrangelo backhands it and it's Raposo who dumps it right back down to center. Shell leaves it for Bernecki. Quick little pass to Derek Raposo. Gets center and dumps it in. Throwing it around is Gidney. Hughes there to try and intercept. Can't get it, but instead it's Ralph Taggart who gets there first. Thibodeau rings it hard. It's intercepted by Derek Raposo. Raposo meets two other players right behind Tremonti's net, and he covers up the puck after it's squirted loose. This game's kind of doling out a bit, not much happening.
Yeah, not much happening. Both teams are having difficulty in the neutral zone, although the Bees are starting to get their legs back under them in the neutral ice. And another couple of bad breakout passes as Bernecki's not had a good time in his own zone, and another awkward bounce off the boards. Almost came straight in front, but lucky for them.
It's a breakout pass for Rubino, just missed wide. The Bees were caught napping, and Nicholas Rubino was poaching, and he couldn't put the dagger past Cal Shell. That probably had to pump the blood a little bit there for the Kilty Bees. They almost got caught once again on a breakout pass, and Noah Ballard passed across to Raposo, who kept it in. Millette down low to Ballard, tries a spin pass to the center, and it's intercepted. Out in front, and Tremonti had to dive on that puck. It was loose in his crease.
I'm not even sure how that managed to happen. They try to throw it along the boards, and it goes off of a Blackhawk and ends up right in front of the net. That would have been an awful own goal to score if that had gone in.
The second own goal had it gone in. And just before that little breakout from Rubino, game had kind of not had much to really get you excited about it in the second period. Then all of a sudden that happened, and Bees try to go right back on the counterattack.
Yeah, it hasn't been too much. There hasn't been that many great chances that have been changed. There have been some zone times that have maybe almost led to a chance, but nothing terribly difficult. Another stop from Tremonti there. But Tremonti's made these saves look pretty easy, and for the most part, a lot of them have been routine stops, something that any goalie would be able to stop. So the Bees need to make sure that they spread out the defense and maybe make Tremonti move a little more than he wants to.
Mark Duarte against Dylan Laddie. Laddie kicks it up with his skate. Thorold tries to get there first, and it's pushed out. Pass up for Mason Reeves, tries to chase after it. Matt Duarte tries to get there, gets his stick in the lane as it's off the side of the goal from Reeves. Mark spins off a check. Laddie there to assist. He's got the puck. Light tap along the board to Owen Allen, who gets crunched between two Kilty Bees. Carlton throws one just wide of the net of Shell, who covers up.
And as we were saying, not much is happening. Alex Jerome steps up on Allen, and he completely demolishes him. Got a little help from the other player that he got crushed between. But a really solid hit from Jerome, and maybe that'll bring some life back, not only into this game, but to the building.
Devereaux pushes it up. Mondi first to get to the puck. Holden Rogers with Marino Moro. Moro's got a 2-point night. Rogers hit the shaft of the stick. Might have even taken a piece of Marino Moro trying to get a pinch. Moro passes it. Bernecki has the puck now. Deflected, took a piece of Tremonti. Might have hit Moro again. Michael Craig has Mastrangelo in front of him. Craig tries to go around Mondu. Instead, it's cleared out. Taking a rough ride was Taggart on a hit from Rubino. Mondu slams his man into the boards. It was Devereaux. And it's covered up on a sharp angle shot.
It was a good play by Devereaux in the neutral zone. It was almost about to be a 2-on-1 play. If Marino Moro could have only got his poke check off, but a nice stick lift, and he goes all the way back in. He took a rough ride into the boards, but a good play nonetheless. As you need to get some good offensive chances, and the Blackhawks haven't had many in this period, so any chance you can get will obviously be an advantage.
Face-off one is Thibodeau tries to short-side it. Busting out is Jordan Stock. Stock on the left side, stops up. Jerome kind of got tangled up with Corrado, the linesman. And so the Blackhawks end up with possession. And they're saying that was a puck missed by the Blackhawks, so another icing going back down in their end. And this is really a night where if you're a centerman, you're going to try and pad those face-off numbers if you're having a bad season.
Even if you're just having a bad night, you had a lot of chances to practice tonight.
Luke Croucher takes the face-off loose to Rocco. He's been pretty good on the defensive draws tonight. Raposo, quick up to Stock. He's got 3. Blackhawks have 3 defending, and it's a great stick from Jenkins.
That's a good stick play, but also a high-risk pass coming. It's not a very likely one you're going to get through, and if you do get it through, you probably got a little bit lucky because that's really dangerous. That could end up on a 2-on-1 the other way.
Hughes finds Raposo, shot just missed wide. Stock drops it. Raposo cross to Jerome. Jerome looks for a lane. Bouncing shot blocked by Darcy Redwood. Here he comes. Raposo speeds up to Millette. Millette lost it at the blue line. Trying to get behind the defense is Devereaux. He does. He hits a crossbar and a backhand. That was a sneaky shot from Devereaux. Stumpo from behind the net gets it poked off his stick by Derek Raposo. Jerome.
That's now about the second or third time that in this period alone that post has been able to save the goaltender.
TJ Hughes breaks the line, tries to find a man, but it's just out of the reach of Baller. Ferguson to Taggart, tips it into his own bench, whistle blown.
And usually when those post shots happen, the goaltender will tell you, hey, that's the only thing I gave him. But I think on those last couple plays, Kelshell was just plainly beat. And he got lucky on both of them. Of course, Bailey Stumpo, he wired one of those shots off the crossbar, and then that last one was right off the outside post. It was coming in, and it was Jonah Devereaux on the right side. He hit the left post with his backhand, so usually when that happens, it means the goalie didn't have a beat on it, and he was just plainly beaten on it, but the post was able to save him.
And it looks like that's going to be the playbook for the Blackhawks. That's the third time this game they've caught the defense of the Bees napping and got a man behind them.
They just haven't been able to connect with any of these plays. You can just call it unlucky, I guess, or something. Maybe the hockey gods just don't want them to score more than one goal. They said you're only allowed one a game against the Hamilton Kilty Bees.
Gotta wonder why the gods can be so cruel in that instance if you're Thorold. As Cole Ferguson throws on in front, Taggart tried to get a tip on it, but it's covered up by Anthony Tremonte.
Another nice effort down in the zone. They were doing a lot of battling for that puck, a lot of body position, and Ralph Taggart gets a nice little shot pass, tips it on net. Would have been his first of the year, but a really nice stop made by Tremonte, who is the only reason that the Blackhawks are even still in this game. He's played very well tonight.
Mason Reeves lost the puck battle with Dylan Laddie, who rings it around. Eric Mondu tries to keep it in. Mason Reeves dumps it behind the net. Brendan Carlton waiting for a pass that never came as Luke Croucher spins with it. Croucher gets held onto for a second there, and the referee missed it. Owen Allen to Brendan Carlton. Shot, easy save, knocked down by Allen. It's tucked at the side of the net by the stick, and he lost it. Shell doesn't have his stick, and nice play from Croucher to just push it over to him. Body along the boards was Mason Reeves, and it's out with Luke Croucher. It's a 2-on-1. Raposo, he's got Matt Duarte. Penalty coming, save! Anthony Tremonti with a big-time stop on Matt Duarte.
And Owen Allen's going to get the penalty for hooking. He got it right into the midsection of Croucher. That speed is what sometimes will cause a defenseman or any player trying to get play defense to make a mistake. If Croucher wasn't hooked on that, it ends up being a 3-on-1. The defenseman, Raposo, had already moved up with Matt Duarte. So if Owen Allen doesn't make that play on Croucher, it's easily a 3-on-1 and probably a goal. So that's a penalty you can probably digest if you're the Thorold Blackhawks.
Hamilton Kilty B's power play brought to you by Mighty Expedite. Derek Raposo has the puck. Raposo to Tanner Bernecki. Fakes a shot, no one's in front of the net. Tanner Bernecki passes it to Raposo, fakes the shot as well, no shots coming yet. Nice behind the back move from Reeves, and it's pushed up. Marino Moore battling behind the net. TJ Hughes waiting to grab the puck instead of Rogers. Rogers battling hard against Nick Gidney, who pins him to the boards. Great play from Thorold to sort of defuse the play, but now they're back into offensive position with Tanner Bernecki taking a shot, tipped by Hughes. Falls to Derek Raposo. He's got Rogers on the off wing. Raposo can't get a good pass to take a shot. Fakes it, lost it. Diving for that play was Jenkins. Shot scores! Holden Rogers!
And that, surprisingly enough, after all that time in the zone, was the first shot of that power play. Not a single shot was able to get through. They weren't taking anything. They were doing a great job of passing it. Then Holden Rogers just said, you know what, I've had enough of this. I haven't been able to take a one-timer. I've tried to set up Raposo a couple times. I'm going to take it to the middle of the slot and rip it off the post and in. That's exactly the kind of goal that TJ Hughes scored in the first period on the power play. So a rarity tonight for Kilty Bees fans. The Bees are 3 for 3 on the power play.
And had they not scored on that power play, there would have literally been 1 second left in the third period that they would have started on the power play. So nothing could have been done had they not scored on this. It's now 3-1 with less than a minute left in the second period. Alex Jerome, he's skating, joining the fray. Jordan Stock stops up, tries to find Croucher. He does down low. Croucher, nice move through his legs. Nice cut to the middle, but Tremonti got his pad on it. What creativity.
That was a phenomenal move. It looked like Croucher had nowhere to go. He was behind the net to the right, and he takes it, he puts it right between his legs, and then he just cuts straight to the front. He was only just able to not tip it in.
Redwood takes a shot, almost hit Ferguson, but he got out of the way. And the horn will sound to end the second period. It ends off with a 3 for 3 power play moment for the Hamilton Kilty Bees. A goal from Holden Rogers. Join us back for the third period as the Hamilton Kilty Bees currently lead 3-1. Welcome back to the Dave Andrewchuk Arena. I'm Eric Hallett. With me is Hayden Hallett. We're about to start the third period between the Hamilton Kilty Bees and the Thorold Blackhawks. And right now the specialty teams are a huge factor in the reason why the Kilty Bees are leading. Do you think that despite the fact that there's been a lot of faceoffs going against them, that if the Thorold Blackhawks keep this up, that despite the situation, they're going to keep falling further and further behind?
That and the fact that they need to avoid so many penalties. They've already been bitten 3 times out of 3 chances. You keep giving those chances away, you're gonna keep getting stung by the Bees. Now, of course, on the other hand, like mentioned, the Bees have been really good on the face-off. You don't want to keep giving them face-off opportunities in your zone, because that's just going to give them possession. They've already been the hungrier team. They've been the harder team on the puck. So what they need to do is just keep going at it that way if you're the Kilty Bees. And the Thorold Blackhawks, all they need to do is just get some clean breakout passes. You make those passes, suddenly the game isn't always in your end. You're not necessarily going to score 50 goals because of it, but you'll be able to get out and get some good chances going. And that's exactly what they need. They're down 3-1. They need 2 goals just to tie it. And right now, they've had some bad luck, or else it might be tied. But right now, the Thorold Blackhawks need something. They need someone to step up.
Busting in is Jonathan Bala. Takes a piece of shell and goes over the glass. And right now it seems like that whistle is the enemy of the Thorold Blackhawks. They can't keep, 1, icing the puck, and 2, they can't keep giving face-offs to the Kilty Bees.
And they can't keep getting penalties. Those whistles have just been killing them.
That right now is their number 1 killer. Those penalties, a surprising 3 for 3. And earlier, Marino Moro's goal the credit got changed to Luke Croucher, but Marino Moro, a 3-point power play assist night. Puck sent up. It's right behind Daniel Rocco. TJ Hughes. He backhands one up. Busting in. It's Sam Vanderzon. Holden Rogers scored the power play goal in the second period. Tries to bust in. It gets taken off of his stick. Thorold trying to get after as Bailey Stumpo tried to backhand a pass, but it's deflected out. Thibodeau couldn't keep it. Puck chipped up as Michael Craig put a pass up in Derek Raposo circles. Mark Duarte lost the puck off of his stick. It's intercepted by Rubino. Stumpo chases. He spins off, finds his defenseman. Shot saved. Great save from Shell. That shot went through a few legs. Duarte tries to find Marino Moro. Thorold busts to center with Thibodeau. Cross ice pass, but that one completely misses Nicholas Rubino. Laddie takes a bump, but gets the puck into the Kilty Bees end. Ralph Taggart flips a cross ice pass, getting a bump at center, but effectively getting it in was Hamilton. Taggart, after the puck, gets in the way of Laddie, but he manages to keep the puck. Shot in, bounces off of the glove of Cal Shell, who tried to glove that down.
Another incidence of the active boards come into play, almost giving the Thorold Blackhawks a chance to score.
And if you're Shell, you're probably thinking, what's going on? I'm getting almost a heart attack every time that puck goes near the boards. Jacob Millette battles along the boards, gives it to Taggart. Taggart gets run into the boards. Brendan Ireland pinning him effectively to the glass. Gidney rushes up, lost it. Here he comes, Millette. A quick shot, but it's a great save from Tremonte.
Millette was being closed in on quickly, so he couldn't get as much on that shot as you'd like. And he unfortunately was only able to shoot it directly at Tremonte. But another good offensive chance, and of course coming from turnovers, because that board work has been almost exclusively dominated by the Kilty Bees.
Hughes wins the faceoff draw, and it's Tanner Bernecki. Bernecki stops up. He finds Mondu, takes a shot, might have taken a slight piece of the shin pads of Jacob Mastrangelo, but Anthony Tremonte tracked that puck down straight into his glove.
Yeah, that's another opportunity where Tremonte saw the puck the entire way, but some nice moves at the blue line from Bernecki. He made a slick little pass over to Mondu, who wired it on goal. The Bees might have had more goals if they can get their defense to just get those shots through more often.
And Tremonte's shown it's not a lack of his doing why they're down right now. A shot came right high from Mondu. But against the Kilty Bees, he just has no luck. He's got a 7.75 save percentage this season against the Hamilton Kilty Bees.
And it'll definitely go up after this because he's having a very good night. He's just been peppered with shots, and he's been able to stop almost all of them.
And a lot of the shots he's seen, he's saved. He's just had a little bit of bad luck go against him, which is why he's now down 3-1, and he's trying to keep his team in, but his team isn't helping him out as much as they should be.
And of course, all 3 goals have been power play goals for the Bees. So it's already it's already something where you're at a disadvantage as a goaltender. So it's not like I wouldn't blame any of those goals on him, especially the first one. That one was definitely just a really bad luck goal.
Alex Jerome in his own end, aerials a pass to Stock, who it bounced over his stick. Taggart on a fanned attempt from Jensen, and Thorold busts out with Rocco. Daniel Rocco on the off wing, lost it on the pullback, and Luke Croucher's racing after it, but Thibodeau backhands it back to center. Taggart drops it to Stock, trying to put it through the feet of the defenseman. Changing at the bench was Thorold's Mastrangelo, and that allows the Kilty Bees to come into the offensive zone. Kept in by Stock. Taggart chases after him, forcing the dump out, and Jenkins breaks the blue line, gets bumped off the puck, gets ridden in the boards, but still manages to throw it deep. Redwood cross to his partner. Thibodeau flips it, trying to calm the puck down was Vanderzalm. Puck hit the stick of Shell. That allows Derek Raposa to calm the play down. Busting up is Jerome. Multiple times we've seen him do this game. He drops a pass, and it's intercepted, but brought right back by Marino Moro. Rogers, shot, hit the stick down low. Rogers at the blue line. Holds. Banks it off the boards, tries to race after, but instead it's picked up. And he grabs that puck again.
Holden Rogers, I think, has had a very good game tonight. He's been all over that puck, and not only that line of Marino Moro with Rogers on it has been a very effective line for them. And of course, not to be understated, Mark Duarte's had a very good night as well. That line has been probably the Bees' best line tonight. And one thing that I have noticed that the Blackhawks have tried to do when they've gotten the opportunity, which isn't often, they've had a couple times where they've left some players up at the blue line. There was one time where Rubino was sitting at the blue line. They tried to feed him the puck, and there was another time where Daniel Rocco was sitting at the blue line, for the Bees' blue line, that is, and they're trying to feed them those stretch passes like that. It's not a very good option, but if it's the only option you have, I guess that's what you go with.
Tanner Brunecki throws it across. Noah Ballard spins off to protect the puck, and he goes for a skate. He's got Laddie pressuring, but he passes off to the captain. Brunecki tries the aerial one to Ballard, but he missed it. A nice little pass from Tanner Brunecki, almost connected. Coming up is Craig. Laddie gets pushed by Ballard, so it pushes him off balance. Gidney backhands one off the glass.
And Ballard's going to take a penalty. He didn't like that Allen had his stick all caught up into him. I think Allen was purposely not letting go of that stick, and Ballard didn't like it, so he took a little whack at the back of the legs of Allen. So Owen Allen was able to draw a penalty, and 0 for 1 right now for the Blackhawks, but this could get them back into the game. And it's early enough in the third period, we've only gone through 7 minutes, that they could mount a comeback.
Rocco lost the face-off draw, and it's Derek Raposa who rings it hard and right out. Kilty Bees running a penalty kill at 83.62%. That's good for 10th in the league. Thorold has, oddly enough, the 6th best power play in the league, or the 15th best power play at the league at 16.81%. So slightly better. slightly better than Hamilton's. And they're trying to go to work down low. Sam Vanderzalm battling hard with Reeves. Shot from Devin Thibodeau hit the glove of Cal Shell.
And Thorold was just able to get back into the zone. They're not really moving the defense around. So that shot wasn't even going on net. It looked like it was going to go high and wide. But just gloving that one down is a good play by Cal Shell because they've been good on the faceoffs. And of course, another faceoff win.
It's at the blue line. Craig kept it in. Trying to win that puck is Rubino. He puts it down to Stumpo, who takes a hard run into by Jerome. Jerome then goes after another player. He's going after Craig, who jumped in. And it's lost by Gidney, but he manages to keep it out. And another attempting Gidney. Two great defensive plays on a mishap at the blue line.
Marino Moro almost got it himself and was almost fed the pass by Rogers.
Rogers busts in around two, and he got his stick lifted so he couldn't grab the loose puck. What a great attempt from Rogers. And that's an icing call going against Thorold.
And Trevor Newman tried to make a quick up pass, but there was no need for that. You had more than enough room coming down the left side going in to the neutral zone. You could have brought it up a little bit further. Not only that, it was a pass that there was two Bs in the middle, hard enough to get that there are two Bs. Now you're lifting it about 5 feet in the air. It's a really difficult play for anyone to handle.
25 seconds left in the Thorold power play. Michael Craig busts out of his own end. Tries to get it on another player and just onside as he dumped it to his player at the boards. Backhand lifted way up and high by Luke Croucher, and it's all the way down, killing off the last of the power play. Gidney, long stretch pass tipped in. Mondu reverses it. Luke Croucher tries to get there, but Stumpo has his skates and stick whacking away at the puck, and he ends up with it at the circle. Tries to curl and drag, but it's poked off his stick by TJ Hughes. Croucher drops it to Hughes, an easy glove save for Anthony Tremonte.
A nice 200-foot game from Croucher. He battles low in the corner, and then he's the one to help lead the rush up. He does a little drop pass to TJ Hughes after entering the zone. And unfortunately, Hughes didn't have any speed, and he was being closed in on quickly, so his best option was to shoot it on goal. He would have been better off to shoot it low for a rebound, but not much you can do.
And that quick shot from Raposo looked like it had an opportunity, but it was a great save from Tremonte. Hughes spins, tries to make a pass. Laddie got in his way. TJ Hughes, 2-on-2. He's got a man on the other side, and it's Matt Duarte. Mark picks it up. Nice cut. Falls to his knees. Can't find anyone in the soft spot, and it's Owen Allen who pushes it up. Dumped in and put along the boards. Derek Raposo off the stick of Dylan Laddie. Mark Duarte having trouble as Laddie's being a real pest in the offensive zone. Just over halfway through this third period. It's a nice pass at the blue line. Matt Duarte picks it up. Carlton banks it off of the skates of Jerome. He couldn't find it for a second, and he finally does. It's stolen by Daniel Rocco. He's got Carlton in the slot, but he's pressured beautifully by Alex Jerome. Hughes. Nice back check from Rocco, forces him to spin back. Fakes the slapper, handles a few times, shot from Ferguson, and it hit the stick of Tremonte. Tanner Vernecki takes a bit of a whack, and it's dumped in. It's an icing call against the Hamilton Kilty Bees.
That was another nice workmanlike shift for TJ Hughes. He battled for the puck a lot. He was able to come in and create some chances. When he walked into the zone, the defense backed off. He faked taking the slapper, and then he was able to pass it off to Ferguson, who took a low shot, a pretty easy one for Tremonte to save, but it just goes to show you sometimes some players command more respect than others, and TJ Hughes is clearly one of those.
Jensen almost fell over, and he pushes the puck in. Off the boards indirectly, and Taggart lost it off his stick. Brunecki passes it quick up to Jacob Millette. Millette tries to find Taggart in the slot. Reeves, a hard shot right into the glove of Tremonti.
And that's another turnover that was caused in the Thorold zone because of the speed and the bodies flying around in the defensive zone. Nice shot from Mason Reeves, but the glove hand has been pretty darn good tonight. This is not a single shot that has beaten him on the glove side.
Morrow gets hit by Gidney, who was looking around at the referee with his hand in the air, wondering where the penalty was. I'm not sure what he was complaining about. Tipped up, and Hamilton once again at the blue line.
Jonah Devereaux just finished coming back to the bench. He looks like he's in quite a bit of pain. It looked like maybe his hand or his arm got hit, maybe a slash or maybe an awkward hit, or even maybe the puck hit him.
Duarte breaks in, shot off of Jensen. Jensen rides him into the boards, and it's stopped by Tremonti.
And of course, it's another case of the boards deciding where it wants the puck to go. It's like a pinball every time that puck goes around the boards. And that one bounced oddly back to the side of the net, and a good play by the goaltender to cover that up, where the Bees might have had some more pressure in the zone.
The boards definitely seem livelier this game than others that have gone by here, and it almost makes you think that they changed the boards. But these boards are the exact same, so it's making you wonder what's causing that puck to make those awkward bounces.
I was thinking a very similar thing, where these boards are not usually this lively, but today the puck just doesn't want to be a little more predictable.
Puck out in front, shot saved by Shell. Spinning around is Newman, and he threw one wide of the net. Newman takes one, bounces one off the glass, and it's Croucher. Took a bit of a piece of Thibodeau trying to bust in, and he fell over. Stock tries to do a cute little chip pass around, and instead Thorold dumps it back down into Hamilton's end. Newman, a nice little pass out in the slot. Falling over was Bailey Stumpo, as he couldn't grab a good position on that puck, and Stock on the off wing tries to find Ferguson, who jumped up, but it was a great stick from Newman. Stock then rides his man into the boards, and Thorold comes out. Laddie, he's been probably the best Thorold player tonight. He's been everywhere. Owen Allen lost this off of the poke check from Jerome, and Gidney bats it down for Dylan Laddie. Laddie had a shot, dump in, intercepted by Ferguson, and it's Jacob Millette. Puck dumped in by Jonathan Bala. And Ferguson gets a hard ride, and he's hurt. Shot off the blocker hand, and Ferguson got back up after getting rid of the boards, and I'm not sure what he caught, but he might have caught a stanchion in the face.
Yeah, even with those helmets on, those stanchions can still hurt, especially when you get ridden in hard. Although he is back up and he looks to be okay, just not to use a lame joke, but there's clearly a bee in his bonnet.
And he's bent over most of the time when the puck's not near him. He's feeling the effects of that ride. Millette trying to reverse the pressure. Instead, it's intercepted. Gidney jumped up at the line and kept it in, and Allen battles hard with Taggart. And somehow they managed to keep it. Nice pass across, and it's missed wide. Right now, good pressure coming from Thorold with 5:30 left in the game.
I can't believe they missed that. That's a wide open net, the second wide open net they have missed. And now Mason Reeves is getting into it.
And it was Carlton, the second best scorer on the team, who just missed a golden opportunity.
And that was Jonathan Bala and Mason Reeves going into it. They had some words for each other. They had come together a couple times for loose pucks, and I'm imagining they had some choice words for each other. They probably weren't too happy with the body contact between the two rather large men, so sometimes emotions flare when that happens.
Tanner Brunecki Ariel's a backhand pass through center. Rocco dumps it back down. Coming way out of his crease was Shell. And Mark Duarte has the puck. He's going for a little skate. He gets around one. Dumps it over to Holden Rogers. He's got a goal tonight. Off the shin pad of the linesman on a dumping attempt. And here comes Thorold the other way. Backhand off the stick of Cal Shell. Trying to dump it around as Rand does. It's a 3-on-3 attempt as a shot from Duarte came on a nice enter from Marino Moro, who's asking for a pass across. He gets it. Moro leaves it for Mondu. A bad pass almost went awry as Bernecki gets the puck, and it's
Another penalty coming up.
Here's the Kilty B. We'll be going shorthanded on a cross-checking call.
And it looks like Marino Moro, who was in front of the net, he was battling for position, got a little too rowdy, and then just delivered a swift back check, a swift cross check to the back of Devin Thibodeau, it looked like.
4:27 left in the game. Hamilton still leading by a score of 3-1. And this is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Blackhawks. They need to score on this power play.
And where was this emotion early on for the Blackhawks? They've suddenly become faster. They're harder on the pucks, and they're definitely being a lot more physical than they were before. They needed this at the start of the game before it got out of control.
I guess they don't want to fall below 500 as their record is currently, funnily enough, if you look at it, it says 11, 11, 1, and 1. So a lot of ones on there, but they want to try and stop themselves from going 11, 12, 1, and 1. Gidney, the defenseman, jumps up, has the puck. He passes it down to Rubino. Trevor Newman, he's got 8 goals on the year. They're trying to get him going offensively. Gidney wins a battle with Croucher. Bala takes a shot, deflected into Cal Shell.
And Bailey Stumpo getting into it in front of the net. He and Jerome are starting to go at it. Those two have got to be careful. They might take penalties. But Bailey Stumpo clearly is not happy to be back at home. Although he never played for the Hamilton Kilty Bees, he did play for Ancaster. He does know some of the players from last year, but he clearly doesn't seem to care because he seems to be getting in with it a lot, especially with Tanner Bernecki.
And a player that he knew very well last season in Ancaster. Stumpo changes off, and Bernecki changes on, and he goes into the corner. He's got Owen Allen cutting to the middle. Nice cut again, but it's a nice stick lift from Holden Rogers that stopped him for a second and allowed him to get the puck away from him. Nice cut from Thibodeau. Breaks in at the blue line, still has it. Holding on is Thibodeau. Tries to find Carlton at the side. A block, and that looked like it stung Michael Craig. And he's going to the bench. It looks like he got him in the midsection. Maybe in a sensitive area.
Yeah, he may have got it where the sun don't shine, and even if you are wearing protective equipment, that'll still bend you over, and he is hunched over at the bench currently.
Shot from Allen, missed wide. Ferguson swing and a miss. 3 players fall over like bowling pins. And the Kilty Bees have another attempt to clear, but it's intercepted by Allen. Shot off the stick, and the Bees are looking a little discombobulated right now. Backhand out in front, deflected nicely by Cal Shell, and they finally, on the 3rd attempt, push it down to Tremonte.
That was a wild scramble, a couple of loose pucks. Bees could have got a couple penalties, but it was more likely that the rest didn't call it because the players had fallen, and that's what resulted in the Blackhawks not getting the puck out. And Thibodeau's now going to the bench. Not Thibodeau, Tremonte's now gone to the bench. So 2 minutes and 15 seconds they have essentially another power play.
Goalie pulled. Trying to shoot for the empty net is Cal Shell. And they're calling an icing. Cal Shell getting a little bit
Wouldn't that be amazing to watch him score a goal? That would be pretty good, and now the Blackhawks have called their timeout, so their best option now after this, they need to win the faceoff, number one. If they don't win this faceoff, you can pretty much kiss this game goodbye. But they need to score within the next about 30 seconds. If they can score within the next 30 seconds, they have a chance because then they'll have about a minute and a half. If not, you're asking a lot of your team to try and score 2 goals in 2 minutes. It's not common to have it happen. It is possible, but with the way that Shell's been playing and the way the defense have been playing, not likely to happen.
And Shell, after he shot that puck down, as he was skating in the bench, he had a little bit of a chuckle with Eric Mondu. And I'm sure if the occasion arises, he might just try and shoot it down again. As a lot of goalies in this league are very good at handling the puck, especially nowadays. Back in the olden days of hockey, it wasn't very well known that goaltenders would be good puck handlers, but nowadays goalies, almost kind of like a third defenseman nowadays, it's almost a requirement now as Jensen gets filled in at the boards and play resumes. Croucher battling behind the net, and a high stick came and hit Derek Raposo, who fell down. Surprised no call there. It was right in front of the referee, who blows the whistle on
and Raposo's throwing a couple extra punches in there. He caught it, I think, right underneath the helmet where there's not much protection. That seems to be where he was favoring. He goes to the bench now. He appears to be okay, but he was not happy. A very blatant missed call. It was right in front of the referees, too.
And wholesale change for the Kilty Bees. Trying to kill off this 6-on-5. Puck swept in to the right of Cal Shell, and it's dumped back down. Thibodeau negates the icing and spins around. Rocco tips it in on Shell, who gloves it. He leaves it for Ferguson. He backhands it high. Jenkins intercepts it. A minute 22 left in this third period. Rocco has it in his feet. Instead, trying to pick it up was Newman. Jenkins throws one off of the glove of Ferguson. A light backhand, and it manages to elude Jenkins. Nick Gidney's got Thibodeau on the other side. Gidney tries to do it all himself. He's getting hounded by Rogers. And Hughes that was, and Rogers tries to go to the front, and multiple people fall behind the net, allowing for the Blackhawks to get a counterattack going.
And Nick Gidney had the puck to himself behind the net, and he gave just even one step to TJ Hughes to get to him. And that caused that whole debacle in their own zone. It almost ended up in an empty net as even Mason Reeves was parked in front trying to tap that one in. Unfortunately, the Bees just missed it. Not like they necessarily needed it. There is only 46 seconds left in the game. But they've done a very good job of limiting the chances that the Blackhawks have had. Nothing high danger as of yet.
Shot just missed wide. Kept in by Bala. Carlton trying to stop Marino Moro from getting the empty netter, and it just rolled wide of the crease.
Wouldn't that have been nice for a 4-point night for Marino to get that one to go in?
Would have been the only non-power play goal that Hamilton scored tonight. Bailey Stumpo lining up for the faceoff draw. He goes against Luke Croucher, and Croucher ends up losing the faceoff draw, but he's going after the puck with 25 seconds. Redwood lost it for a second. That puck is bouncing. Morrow tries to take a swing at it. Going to the empty net, and it goes in. Mason Reeves, an empty netter, and that seals the deal for a 4-1 lead.
And that was just a scrambly last 20 seconds. Thorold was just trying to get possession of that puck, but there's just so many players. It literally is like a beehive in their zone right now. They're just swarming everywhere. Every time that puck gets loose, someone is on it. And we'll see if they give that assist to Marino Moro. He did touch the puck, but no official score on it yet.
And there's a brawl happening in the last 10 seconds of the game.
There was 3 different Thorold Blackhawks who all went for hit on Mason Reeves. All 3 of them took their own shots at him. And it looked like Marino Moro wasn't happy about it, so he came in to protect his teammate. Even Mason Reeves looked like he was just kind of shrugging it off. There's only 6 seconds left in the game. There's absolutely no reason to do that.
And for a second, both nines, Croucher and Rubino got together, but then it looked as if Marino Moro decided to take him. And Marino Moro is being told to get off the ice, but it's not like it matters. This game is all but over now. And he's asking where the high stick was.
No, he's arguing that there's no point in kicking him off. There's only 6 seconds left in the game.
Makes sense. What's the point? Might as well just end the game now. There's no possible way for...
He was probably just telling the linesman, just run the clock. There's 6 seconds left. They're down by 3. Why are you kicking me out?
Again, it is questionable as to why players are being kicked off. 6.4 seconds left in the game.
And it looks like Colin Ferguson is going to get the only penalty out of that. I am
not sure how that works.
Completely shocked how this ends up happening. Oh no, he's just serving it. It looks like it was the only penalty actually went to Marino Moro. You have 3 guys attack Mason Reeves, and somehow the only player getting a penalty is Marino Moro. Tell me how that makes sense.
The guy who came in late gets the penalty instead of the 3 guys who attacked.
And I understand that part, but how does at least not one Thorold Blackhawk get a penalty? They were just as involved.
And a very abbreviated power play going to the Thorold Blackhawks, but it doesn't matter as they wait for the clock to run down and officially end the game. The clock goes and the final score is 4-1 for the Hamilton Kilty Bees. A perfect 3 for 3 on the power play tonight. And the next little bit, the schedule's gonna be looking up for the Hamilton Kilty Bees. They go face Welland on Sunday, December 9th in Welland, and the next home game will be against the lowly Lockport Regals again on Monday, December 10th here at the Dave Andrewchuk Arena. For Hayden Howlett, I'm Eric Howlett. Have a good night.